Hey, coming up right now, see how robots are taking over New York City and replacing humans as popular spas and medical offices.
Also coming up, a flight attendant claims she can determine the personality of every flyer with just a few details.
A little bit later on, why controversial comedian Tiffany Haddish says she wants to sell her used undergarments for charity.
Okay,
all right.
Daily Flash starts right now.
Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrea Jackson.
I'm Mitch English. We are welcoming you to a Tuesday edition of Daily Flash. So happy to have you here, and the days are getting closer and closer for our buddy Matt Doolittle. His honeymoon, right?
Yes.
How's the planning coming
right.
along?
Good. The spreadsheets are laid out with what, when, where.
Yeah, sure.
However, the wife has taken up to trying to learn the language of Greece, and I'm being forced into it by that's what's playing in the car, and she just screams it back at the car radio as we're driving all the way to Tampa the other day. So I'm subconsciously learning Greek, I guess. I don't know. So
right.
I mean, again, married, way smarter person that does that,
Yeah.
whereas I'm listening to Howard Stern while we drive. So.
It's Greek to you, right?
Do you say hero or gyro?
I want to say gyro, but
know.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
When you see it, you want to.
That's all
but-
you need to
Can
know,
you roll
Matt.
your R? Can
That's
you
it.
even roll your R's? Can you go gyro?
I can't.
Gyro?
No.
Gyro?
No, I
Gyro.
can't.
Gyro.
You can?
Gyro.
Are you hearing a lot of that on the tapes? Is that
Yeah,
why
oh
you're
yeah, it's a lot of
asking?
that stuff. Yeah.
All right.
Interesting. Okay, so a new trend is taking over with millennials. When it comes to marriage, they're waiting a little bit longer, but they're also talking to friends about having a backup spouse. So in case they're not married by a certain age,
Okay.
they have agreed that they will marry a friend or a spouse. You know, a friend as a spouse.
As a spouse. All right,
yeah.
yeah, I can buy into that.
So let's
Sure.
say you're going into college, you're 20, 21. At this point, you're thinking, I haven't met the person I want to marry yet. If I'm not married by 30, let's get hitched.
Usually that's the sort of things you say after a late night of drinking with
This is true.
if there's
Yes.
opposite sex. But if that's what, it's not going to bring them necessarily happiness, but you do want to marry somebody that you're friends with. So I
think
can
so,
understand about
right?
that. I mean, the benefits of that.
So you'd have a backup plan.
You'd have a backup.
Well,
plan.
Mitch was mine till we both got married in the last couple of years.
sorry.
So, I mean, he blew it first, and then I followed him. So
Why not?
I figured, well, that one's gone.
It's kind of like the Seinfeld episode where George plans on getting married, but Jerry's like, no, I'm not
Well,
going
yes.
to. And then George guilts him
Oh my
into...
gosh, I love it. Yes. And because you get all wrapped up in that, the episode they're talking about, he gets
Yeah.
wrapped up in love and he wants to do it.
Yes.
Then he realizes what he's done. But all right, having a backup plan, not too terribly bad. But if you're married and you go into a marriage saying, I will have a backup husband or a backup wife, then I think you have your issues, right? Because if you're saying, this person, if it don't work out, I'm going to go here, then
Yes.
you're going to be, that person's always going to look better.
That's a whole different story.
Yeah, 100%.
However, if you find out that your second choice, like you're the backup plan, regardless, isn't that sort of take away from the relationship?
Why wouldn't you take me first, I guess?
Exactly.
I agree
Why
with
am
that.
I not choice number one?
Dang it, let me know. All right. Hey, let's jump into some trending news. This one, I don't know. We'd love to hear what you have to think about this. But the latest massage therapist at a New York City spa is actually using data rather than muscles to pamper the customers. Check this out. A design firm is called Escape, has created the first fully automated AI masseuse. For $60, anyone who downloads the Escape app can actually book a 30-minute massage session with the robot. The massage tables use 2 robotic arms to scan the user's body. Customers are given friction-free clothing upon arrival. The massage robot has 2 hands, which are heated and molded after human hands. The robot hands move in sync and apply equal pressure, and the company claims that the AI masseuse can actually do twice the work in half the time of a human. And this kind of technology is also being used in a number of doctors' offices as a way to cut down on wait time. Already, my best friend has this massage chair. It's very, very expensive.
Okay,
Remember that?
about that?
And you sit in the thing and you put your hands in it and it does everything. You have a little pad and everything. So I can't see why, if that can give me, that kind of stuff, why can't they just turn it around and kind of make it, take exoskeletal to make it massage your back?
Now, what happens if the AI masseuse does something that's a little questionable?
Yeah.
Who do you sue?
What if Roger Kraft walks in there? Robert Kraft.
Yeah, Robert Kraft.
Robert Kraft, yes.
New England Patriots owner.
I need
Right.
a friction-free suit for every club I go into. Though.
A friction-free suit.
I wouldn't.
Free suit.
I would feel like I didn't need to tip, right? I mean, it's like a robot. Their feelings are not going to get hurt.
No,
and for
you're
$60,
absolutely
that's about an average price for a massage anyway.
that's a really good point.
So
Okay.
I would at least try it to see, but there, you wouldn't have the whole the uncomfortable conversations. Yeah.
Do you talk during massages?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. I did.
I fall asleep.
You grunt.
I fell asleep at my last one. I was snoring, and
I can't.
we got a couples massage. My wife had. Thank you, Andrea. My wife had to yell at me and be like, "Hey, he's snoring over there. Not hit him." Like,
See, I would not be afraid of snoring. It'd be the other thing I'd be afraid
Yes,
of. Because if I'm relaxed, who knows what's going to happen.
That happened to a friend of mine, and she was mortified.
Yeah.
Yes. Mortified.
So I'm glad to know
Yes.
women have to worry about that too, because I thought I was a guy then. Good.
It's
Okay.
always the uncomfortable conversation and you're face
Yes.
down and you really don't want to talk, but then the masseuse is talking to you, so you feel like you kind of have to make chit-chat.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
it's
I
awkward.
totally agree with you.
A Spirit Airlines flight attendant claims she can tell what a passenger will be like just by the shoes they wear while boarding the plane. Take a look.
What I'm assuming about you based on the shoes that you're wearing on the plane coming from a 5-year flight attendant. This guy has probably not flown in 8 years, but he is gonna be the sweetest man I've ever met in my life. I know exactly who you voted for. Huge chance you already chugged 2 to 3 beers in the airport. I hope we're gonna have a good day today. You did not shower before this flight, and your sweatpants probably have at least one stain on them. We're most likely flying from a college town and you're either going back to school or to visit your parents. Same with these, and you're probably super nice when you came on board. What I'm assuming about you...
All right. Well, there you go. If you want to take, be judged by a Spirit Airlines
Flight attendant?
attendants. There you go. I think that, they've always said that as far as men's fashion go. They do, people, especially back in the day, it was always, always have good looking shoes because it says a lot about you, and that, I think we've moved away from that with tennis shoes and that sort of thing. But I can kind of see a little bit about that, but she does see a lot, so maybe she's right.
I keep referencing TV shows and movies, but Crazy Stupid Love, when Steve Carell's in the bar and he's wearing the New Balance tennis shoes, and Ryan Gosling says, first of all, what's with the New Balance tennis shoes? That needs to change immediately.
There, as a shoe connoisseur,
Yes.
there are certain shoes you look at people and go, you're what you're wearing. That you should be. Nike Air Monarchs. These are the generic. You are past caring. You've got 2 kids at home and or 3 or 4 divorced wives, and you gave up. That's all you care about.
So you're not even talking about dress shoes. You're talking about tennis shoes.
Tennis shoes. Well, I can tell tennis shoes. Dress shoes, not so much. Tennis shoes.
Matt is our resident shoe expert.
Yes, I consulted with him before purchasing a nice yellow. I don't. What's the time? They were yellow.
Nike Jordan 4s, the taxis.
So
Reverse
I
taxi.
consulted him first. Yes.
You got approval?
Yes. And my understanding is you're not supposed to wear them all the time. I'm like, well, why the hell did I get them?
No, you don't wear them all the time. It's a
Supposed
special
to sit
occasion.
in a closet, I guess.
I guess so.
stare at
Like
them.
half of Matt's stooge sitting in the closet. So.
Well, controversial comedian Tiffany Haddish says she is willing to do anything to raise money for her foundation, including selling her used undergarments. The Girls Trip actress recently claimed she could make a lot of money for her She Ready Foundation if she offered buyers a chance to purchase her used skivvies. The 44-year-old Haddish has been keeping herself out of trouble since she was arrested for a second DUI following her comedy show last November. Haddish vowed to get help so she could find a better life balance with boundaries. She recently celebrated 70 days of sobriety in March. And good for her.
Good for her, too.
Yeah.
I would buy her underwear just because of that.
Just because of the 70 days of sobriety?
I've had the opportunity to interview her. She's funny. I love her. I
Yeah.
think she's great. She kind of speaks the way it is. And she has a great story, too, living out of her car and just really working her way up into the world of comedy. And so I have a lot of respect for that. And, when all the bad stuff happened, you feel bad for it. But, that's almost... It's going to make her a better person because she went through that. So you almost have to look at things like that. Let's wait to see what they turn out to be on the other side of this before we lay down any judgment. And hey, I got her underwear, so
I got a pair of Norm Macdonald's, so I got
look at you. Right. All right. As long as you didn't get any NASCAR with burnouts.
No.
Okay, good.
Burnouts.
Skid marks. The city of Kyle, Texas announced it's making another attempt at breaking the Guinness World Record for the largest same-name gathering with an official gathering of the Kyles. If you know any Kyle, tell them about this. The city managed to attract almost 1,500 people named Kyle last year. Said the official gathering of the Kyles record attempt will take place at 1 p.m. on May 18th as part of the Kyle Fair, the current record for the largest same-name gathering, set back in 2017 when 2,300 people named Ivan attended an event in Bosnia. The city of Austin, Texas attempted to set a record in February when they hosted the Ryan Rodeo. And I can't get my Ryan actors correct the name because I'm like, I was telling Liza, I go, the Fall Guy, it's got the Ryan. Oh,
Ryan.
I loved him in Deadpool. I go, no, not that Ryan.
Ryan.
The other Ryan.
The other
Reynolds.
good-looking one.
The other good
Nice
one.
jawbone.
Yeah.
She went through like 3 different Ryans, and I go, no, not that one. You know, the one, notebook one. And she got it. More Flash after this. Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. All right, I got a question for everybody here in the studio. What's the key to happiness? Probably hard to actually figure that out, right? Well, joining us right now to talk about the key to happiness is author of Uplift Teens Today, Coping Strategies for Mental Health, is Taanvi Arepkapudi. Thank you so much for joining us, Taanvi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you so much for having me.
I am super fantastic. I know we don't ask this question to every guest, but I think it's important because it kind of has a little bit about what we're talking about. How old are you?
I'm 15.
15 years old, and why did you feel that you needed to really to write this book about teaching other teens the importance of empathy?
Yeah, so being a teen myself, when I was going through so many challenges, I couldn't find something written by a teen for teen resources, and so I felt more isolated, disconnected, and unwanted. But I wanted to create the change when I got the support. I wanted to share that support with others, to help others in their journey through sharing empathy, through sharing tips in my book and in my emotion cards. Really wanted to help other teens earlier in their mental health journey.
First off, you're making me feel really good about our future, that somebody at your age actually grasps on that. I love that. Can you define to me the difference between empathy and sympathy, and is that important to know the difference?
Yeah, I think it's really important to know the difference, and in school we're taught this a lot as well. It's like empathy is being there for someone, and even if at times you're not able to connect, it's still being with them, letting them know that you're a pillar for them to support them. But on the other hand, sympathy is kind of, from what I understand, not really supporting them, but kind of showing that, oh, I'm so sorry for you, and kind of leaving that conversation where you're not quite sure like what to do next. And so there's a major difference, and it's so important to learn how to show empathy, like you said, to unlock the key to our happiness.
I love that. Well, you say, and you think everyone should see the phrase, just be happy, and you think is that a myth?
Yes, definitely. The just be happy, like when you're sad, anxious, stressed, someone comes to you and says, just be happy. What are we expected to do? It's so hard, like being able to hear that when you're going through emotions. And it's important to overcome that myth and know that happiness isn't just a word and it can come to you. It's coming from inside where you're showing empathy to others. You get the automatic happiness.
I love that. You know, and you said, people come up to you and you're in a group setting, and generally somebody can pick out that something's going on. Is there really kind of a collective joy that is through shared empathy that we can feel as a community or maybe as a family?
Yes, definitely. It's like when you're helping someone with a computer issue and you solve it, you feel that automatic joy inside of you that you're able to solve something, help someone in their day-to-day life. And so you feel the happiness, that proudness. The person receiving the empathy, if it's a mental health challenge, feels that proudness and a burden lifted off their shoulder. And if it's like a family setting, if they see that connection or relationship, how it's helping each of those people, the receiver and the sender, they'll want to reciprocate that and do that in their own relations and throughout the family. So it can really bring shared empathy, collective joy, making everyone feel proud of themselves and like they helped each other. It's an amazing impact, small step, but big impact.
Indeed. And Taanvi, you also explain a little bit about complex empathy and why some people actually get it wrong. Why is that?
Yeah, I think in schools, in elementary schools, like I was taught, it's like empathy is being in the other person's shoe and feel what they're feeling. But growing up, I realized it's hard to do that. Like everyone goes through their own unique challenges.
Yeah.
It's hard to say, hey, I know what you're going through. And so it's hard, like empathy is more complex than we think. It's kind of the idea of, rather than understanding what someone else is feeling, it's being there for them, trying to support them no matter what in their journey, letting them know that they matter and there is hope and help and that you are there to support them. That's the most important key part of empathy, so we can break and bust that complex myth of empathy.
And is it a skill to learn empathy, or are you just kind of born with it and then you pick it up from your parents, or what?
Yeah, it's definitely a skill that you learn over time. It's not something that you're exactly born with, because all of us are caring in our own ways, But empathy is a skill that over time it takes practice, it takes work, and it's okay to mess up at times, but it's that thing that we learn in our day-to-day life.
I love you. You've made me happy today, just knowing you seem like you have such a great grasp on this at such a young age. I can't wait to hear more about you in your future and where you're headed. You want to check out Taanvi, of course, and her book as well. Very simple to do. Just go to taanvi.us. We'll have this link on our website as well as this interview as well. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Well, what do you get, the billionaire who has everything? A super yacht that comes with its own
What?
blimp, of course. Plans for the Colossi, a 699-foot cruiser, were recently released by an Italian designer famous for his futuristic style. The vessel looks like any other super yacht except for the blimp stationed on the upper deck. It will be able to take off for its own voyage in the middle of the ocean. The design was crafted as a tribute to an airship which made its first trip of any kind to the North Pole nearly a century ago. When the captain decides it's time for flight, the yacht follows the procedures to release the blocks that keep the airship in place. The blimp can then lift off with up to 24 passengers and 10 crew on board the dirigible.
Dirigible, that's the name of it?
Dirigible, as they say.
I'm starting to see more and more yachts, crazy yachts like this come out. There is a yacht I've seen. It's shaped like a zipper. Like like if you think of a zipper.
Really?
And so when it's driving and you take it from the aerial view, the wake, it looks like it's opening it up, and that's the only.
How
It's just
cool
basically
is
it's just supposed to look like that. It's not. It's just design. It's not function whatsoever. It just looks like a zipper in the middle of the sea. I think that's great. And I feel you start hearing more and more about yachts since Bezos built that one, and they had to tear down the bridge for it to get out of the
Well,
port.
and in his case, not only does he have his mega yacht, but he has a mini mega yacht to go alongside it. So the mini mega yacht carries all the supplies.
Oh, you have to.
Really?
I mean, if you're gonna have a huge
You gotta have a mini mega yacht, because how are you gonna get from your yacht to your, to land? You need a little buffer in between,
100%.
right?
And Bezos is actually looking at this yacht with the blimp, and he's like, oh, "No, I want that. I want that instead."
Why didn't I think of the blimp?
I love that. I heard a comedian just the other day is like, listen, everything, it was Tom Papa, he goes, everything that you want to do and see, you can do it on land. Why are you going way out in the middle of the ocean and doing that and taking these cruises? So think about that. If you're going to do it in style. We got a little bit of car smarts coming around the corner right here on Daily Flash. Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. You have a car, you have a car, you have a car. We all have cars, right? Let's check in with Lauren Fix, the car coach, to tell us what's new in the auto world.
There's a major pushback against self-driving automobiles. Cruise, the autonomous vehicle operator owned by General Motors, has been asked by the California Department of Motor Vehicles to bring down the size of its operations, especially in San Francisco, following a crash of an emergency vehicle. The news came after Cruise driverless taxi collided with a fire truck in a San Francisco intersection on August 17th. Since then, they have shut down all of Cruise in California because of not just this, but because of other things. Authorities said that the fire truck was in Code 3 emergency mode, which means its red lights and sirens were activated at the time of the crash. The autonomous taxi had one passenger inside who was taken to a local hospital with injuries that are not considered life-threatening, thank goodness. But wait, I thought self-driving cars were about safer driving. But there's more. Driverless vehicles promise a future with less congestion and pollution, fewer accidents resulting from human error, and better mobility for people with disabilities. That's what supporters say. But every now and then, one of these cars runs into trouble in a way that casts a bit of doubt on the bold future. How about this one that happened just a few months ago in San Francisco, where a driverless car somehow drove into a city paving project and got stuck into wet concrete? I'm not joking. In wet concrete. It's a front-wheel drive vehicle that actually got stuck in the concrete as workers stood there shocked. Some of the people watched stating, "I was kind of pleased to see this because it illustrates how creepy and weird the whole driverless car thing is about, and consumers are pushing back." Very interesting, because that's a big part of the success of autonomous vehicles. The incident happened just days after California regulators agreed to expand driverless taxi services in San Francisco, but despite these safety concerns, local officials and community activists were supportive at the time. In a 3-1 vote that happened a few months ago, the California Public Utilities Commission, which regulates self-driving cars in the state, gave Cruise and Waymo permission to offer paid rides anytime during the day and throughout the day in the city. Though driverless cars have not been blamed for any serious injuries or crashes in San Francisco specifically, there have been involved in several jarring episodes. And don't forget that incident that happened with a Waymo vehicle that killed someone crossing the street in Arizona just 2 years ago. Other situations were a mess too. As many as 10 Cruise driverless cars stopped working near a music festival in San Francisco. It was confused in the North Beach area, causing traffic to back up and cause a huge traffic jam. In January of this year, a Cruise vehicle entered an area where firefighters were working and did not stop until the firefighters started banging on its hood and smashing the vehicle's window, according to city records. In May, a driverless Waymo car blocked a fire truck while it was backing out of the station. These are serious issues. I'm Lauren Fix, and you can find this information on my website, carcoachreports.com and dailyflashshow.com.
And let's jump into furry friends this week with a woman's best friend who took off after her human was in a car crash with her to find help. A Detroit area woman was sick with worry after her dog became scared and took off from the scene of a car crash they were in together. Thankfully, the pit bull mix was just looking to find somewhere familiar for some help. Melissa Fickle said her dog Aries was headed to a local park when another car ran into her. Though no one was injured, Aries was spooked by the incident and took off to the Houndstown Metro Detroit, a doggy daycare and boarding facility in Troy, Michigan, where the employees recognized Aries and called her human to assure her that she was okay. They sorted it out and held on to the pup until the human could get the wreck sorted out and go help her. That was a great end to that story. And I'm sure, like me, as many of you cat owners know, your furry friends have their own personalities. Well, sometimes that personality is just a part of their breed, as one pet's human found out. A first-time tortoiseshell cat human took her grounding pet to the vet to spend $350 to find out that her cat has tortitude. When she would pick him up, the cat named Remy, she told the vet that she would tense up, swat at her, making her think something was maybe hurt or that she had a skin condition. Nope, the vet simply told her these types of cats aren't afraid to show their attitudes, and that's where the term comes from, tortitude, which I can totally get. My cat's not a special breed, it's kind of one of the normal black and white cats, but definitely you can tell the different attitudes, and they always say there's something about those orange cats that's nuts. And Mitch, I know you've got a couple cats that have their own personalities. What are their breeds, and do those kind of personalities come out?
I don't know what kind of breed they are. I just call them a house cat, but I have an orange one, and you were 100% right. And everybody that says that orange cat, they're generally outside cats. First off, they have to be really like entertained, and the other one's a gray cat, and he is like real timid and everything. And I think what you know, it came with that name that you were talking about with this cat had, but there's something called catitude, where a catitude is where you just, you know, you're going to do everything for me. I own you actually, and you're going to make. I'll go to the bathroom in the same place, no problem. You take care of everything else. Am I right?
You can pet me. You can pet me when I feel like.
When I feel like it. That's a catitude. So keep that in mind.
Yep.
Thank you there, Matt. We got more trendy news and entertainment all around the corner right here on Daily Flash.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrea Jackson.
And I'm Mitch English, welcoming you to Daily Flash. And we're going to go back yesteryear. Now, I want to say a name. I want to see what everybody, if they know or have heard of this name.
Okay.
John Wayne Bobbitt. Camera guys, you know John Wayne Bobbitt? You ever heard that name? No name? Okay.
Snippety.
Okay, so you know about it. Okay, back in the 90s, it was 1993 actually. John Wayne Bobbitt, he got in a fight with his wife.
Lorena
Bobbitt, and she had a knife and yada, yada, yada. They picked it up in the park. Mark.
Bobbited it.
They bobbed it, which came into a name. All right, sliced that unit
Yes.
off, and he was luckily able to get it back. He's
And
back
reattached.
and reattached
Yes.
too. God bless that for technology. But John Wayne Bobbitt has actually been in the news as of late. He got interviewed by The Sun, and he's now lost even more digits. He has lost every one of his toes.
No way.
He was back in the 80s. He was stationed at Camp Lejeune, and you've seen the
the
lawsuit
commercials.
commercials for
Right.
the water, contaminated water, and he caught toxic peripheral polyneuropathy because he was exposed to that contaminated water.
my goodness.
And now lost all of his toes and has to walk with a crutch and such. And
no.
they also checked up with Lorena Bobbitt, his ex-wife. Her name's not Bobbitt anymore, but said that he has been trying to contact her for every few years, like trying to get in touch with her. And she's like, I don't want nothing to do with you altogether. So now not only has this guy lost his manhood, but
Wow.
his little,
toes
one went
are-
wee all the way home, and so did the pinky toe. That was a long way to get to that joke. wasn't it?
That was.
You know what, guys? Let's give him an let's
Thank
come
you.
on.
I appreciate it. For the effort is all I ask.
That was an extended
Yes,
tour, Mitch.
yes.
Thank
But
you.
anyway, that is a true story about
Did
that.
she
so.
spend time in prison for that?
She got some jail time.
Yeah, she got
I
some
don't
jail
know
time.
if
Yeah.
how long, but she also set up a charity that actually helps abused women. And she had said, the reason I know that is that she said that he is trying to contact her through that charity. And she, again, has said, I don't want anything to do with it.
Nothing to do with
Yeah.
you. Well, the latest massage therapist at a New York City spa is using data rather than muscle to pamper its customers. A design firm called A-Escape has created the first fully automated AI masseuse. For $60, anyone who downloads the A-Escape app can book a 30-minute massage session. The massage tables use two robotic arms to scan the user's body. Customers are given friction-free clothing upon arrival. The massage robot has two hands, which are heated and molded after human hands. The robot hands move in sync and apply equal pressure. The company claims the AI masseuse can do twice the work in half the time of a human. This kind of technology is also being used in a number of doctors' offices as a way to cut down on wait times.
I think it's great. I think it's where technology is helping us, but there's just something about a human connection.
Yes.
They said there's energy actually too.
Yeah.
You can go to some that feel that there's energy that comes through their hands into your back and
Yeah.
that sort of thing if you follow that sort of thing. But I still think I would want a human be able to.
Yeah.
And don't. I've had where guys give you a massage. I cannot relax, and I'm not homophobic. It's just there's something about it. I don't relax when I know a guy's giving.
So you
I'm
prefer,
professional, yeah.
So you prefer a female?
Certainly, yeah.
Well,
Only
I mean,
reason why
everybody has
I could
that.
do it,
Yeah,
yeah.
of course.
Let me rub your feet in Vegas that one time. What was that about?
I said it was one time.
Right. Yeah, okay. All right. I see where we are now.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I
we
mean,
walked
you know.
around a lot, Maddie.
Well, I think men too are stronger. When it comes to
Yeah,
massage. So if you like a deep tissue massage, oftentimes I think it's better for a man to do the deep
Certainly,
tissue.
yeah,
'Cause
they
they're
can-
much stronger.
And can they move in like on certain areas? Will it pick up on like, oh, I found a knot, I'm going to go back and concentrate, which is what a masseuse generally will go through if they're going back and say, oh, there's a knot here, I'm going to concentrate on it.
Right.
Or is it just one of these generic, it will scan your body, so it'll give you a decent massage, but I don't know if it can concentrate on specific areas.
See, and you brought up the massage chair. I think the massage chair is a whole different experience. I mean, it's still kind of the same concept. You're
Right.
sitting and a robot's kind of doing all the work for you, but it's different than actually having robot hands do a traditional massage.
It's robotic.
Yeah.
I mean, no other way to say it, where it's like the same thing. And if this AI thing kind of gives you variances where like next time it goes up, it's not going to feel the same way.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when I'm in that chair, it's like, okay, it's just doing the same thing.
You order the
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson, does it just taser you and tell you to get out?
Yeah.
Like that should be the kind of like, I want this one, get out. No.
too soon, man. Too soon.
Way too soon. We want you to stick around. We have more Flash coming up just for you right here.
Time for Life Love Shopping. If you live it, love it, or buy it, we talk about it on LLS. First up, have you ever heard of main character syndrome? It's when someone shows up as a guest at a big event and steals the show. A recent thread on Reddit called Wedding Shaming is calling out this guest for her barely there attire. Many who were at the beachside ceremony thought the guest took all the attention away from the bride. Some said at first glance they thought she was nude with just a few flowers strategically placed, while others say although the makeup artist didn't break the conventional rules of wearing white or cream to a wedding, she did become the main focus of the event. Many brides require attendees to follow a strict dress code for their big event, so a guest doesn't end up drawing all the attention. One guy is stirring up the dating haters by saying that men should be the ones who pay for all the dates, married or not. He's known as the tough love coach. His real name is Jake Maddock, and he says if women pick up the check, they're making a big mistake.
I'm taking my wife on a date tonight, and this is how it works. Yesterday I said, hey honey, do you want to go on a date with me tomorrow? She said she'd love to. So I asked her, I planned it, and I'm going to execute it, and I'm going to pay for it every time. I've dated my wife on thousands of dates by now, but I always plan it, execute it, ask her, pay for it. I do it all. I do all of it. Why? It's called chivalry. It's called masculine. It's because I have honor and integrity in who I am, and masculine and feminine energy to do it properly. Okay? Relationships aren't about equality. They're about love and happiness. A lot of you guys have it mixed up with the masculine and feminine energy. It's not about equality. It's about love and happiness. Do it right. The man should pay for the date. Do it the correct way. Don't share it.
Okay, if you love roller coasters, you're going to love this one. The final touches are being added to Britain's new Hyperia coaster. It will be Britain's tallest and fastest when it opens this spring. Take a look.
So today is a real momentous occasion. We are actually putting in the final piece of Hyperia's track, which is the very, very top at 236 feet. It's an important milestone. We're putting the kind of final piece in at the top of that lift, the crowning glory. For myself, who actually was one of the designers designing this ride, it's incredible to see it go from what was on a piece of paper and on a computer screen, actually now a reality.
Oh my goodness, that makes my stomach turn just thinking about it. Have you seen the next new It bag? It's from French designer Coperni, and there's a NASA connection. The video posted to Instagram shows off a translucent oval in the shape of a small handbag, and to some it seems to show smoke trapped inside. The designer describes it as being made of 99% pure nothing and 1% glass. The Air Swipe bag is made from a NASA aerogel. Engineers say this space-age material can be used to capture stardust or even help pad equipment like the Mars rover. However, it's now gracing the runways of Paris and Milan. The bag weighs about 33 grams, slightly more than about 5 sheets of paper, and despite it looking so small and delicate, the designer says it can hold an iPhone. Not sure about that, but maybe. And the magic number could be 10,000 when it comes to your health and a cushy desk job. In Western countries like the US and the UK, workers spend an average of 9 hours behind a desk each day. And experts agree that a sedentary lifestyle raises your chances for an early death. However, if you can get in 10,000 steps each day, equal to about 5 miles, you could offset the risk by nearly 40%. Researchers also say even low activity levels could slash your chance for a stroke by 29%. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control revealed numbers in a 2018 study that indicated 1 in 10 Americans' cause of death was a result of physical inactivity. For more information on any of these stories, just head to our website, llsshow.com. Once you're there, you can check out previous episodes and get more details on all of our life, love, shopping topics. And don't forget to follow us on social media at LLS Show. You'll find all those connections right there on the website, llsshow.com.
KSA Entertainment is proud to produce and provide a robust collection of entertaining, uplifting, and timely content to broadcast, cable, and streaming platforms in the U.S., Canada, and Puerto Rico. KSA Entertainment. On point, on air.
We are in the midst of the spring season, and our lifestyle editor has some great beauty and wellness buys. Here's Joanne Butler with more. Hi, Joanne.
Oh, hi, thanks for having me. Well, nothing makes you look and feel as good as when you know your teeth are really bright white. But reality checkup, when it comes to a whiter smile, not all toothpaste whiten the same, and your current one likely isn't cutting it. So I am just loving Crest 3D White Brilliance right here in Vibrant Peppermint. It just tastes so good, and it feels so good when you're brushing. And in just 3 days, it delivers a noticeably whiter and brighter smile, which I appreciate because I drink a lot of coffee. And you're just left with pearly whites, and gives you the confidence you need, just like a confidence boost. So, when you feel confident, you smile more, and nothing's more beautiful than that. You get it right online at crest.com and retailers nationwide. Now, next up, if you're looking for a spring refresh for your hair, especially after the harsh cold weather, Pantene has got you covered. They recently launched this amazing shampoo and conditioning duo that gives you luxury results without the luxury price tag. Get it right at Walgreens. It's the Pantene Pro V Miracles Infinite Lengths and the Miracle Rescue Deep Repair Conditioner. Now, the conditioner is really the star of the show. It has melting Pro V pearls that visibly repair 6 months of damage and just leave your hair really soft and healthy looking, but without weighing it down. And it works as well as the leading $60 hair bonding competitors out there. And the shampoo has biotin and collagen, delivers 90% less hair breakage in your strands just to promote length that lasts and give you healthy hair from the inside out. Again, right at Walgreens, so it's a no-brainer. And you can do a lot with the money you save, like buy a new spring lip color or a spring accessory for your wardrobe, which is always a great pick-me-up. Now, of course, the start of spring and warmer weather also means the start of allergy season for a lot of us. And that can majorly impact, of course, how you feel, but also how you look. Sneezing, runny nose, itchy, watery eyes, and throat. So if that's you, I highly recommend picking up Zysol here. It helps so much by giving you 24-hour continuous relief so you can just feel and look your best all day long. And what makes it unique and special from other allergy medications is that you can take it at night to relieve symptoms while you sleep. So you just wake up refreshed and ready for the day when pollen levels are actually at their worst. And you can find Zysol pretty much anywhere, food, drug, mass retailers like Walmart, Target, CVS, and Walgreens. For more info, check them out at Zysol.com. And there you have it, my spring survival guide.
Let's jump into Daily Flash Deals, where we share great finds at exclusive prices. To start shopping now, scan the QR code right there on your screen or visit dailyflash.com.
Lifestyle expert Elise Ivy joins us now with details of this week's great find. And this one's going to make better, not younger, but really a great product.
A fantastic product and an incredible brand. Actually, a clean beauty brand that's helping us bring our hair back to its old self, right? Okay. Better, stronger, more dense looking hair. As women, our hair actually really starts to change a lot once we get over 40. So whether that is because of hormones or just age in general, it is an inevitable change. This is an award-winning brand with an award-winning clean beauty formula to fortify our scalp. It's a super simple formula, very, very lightweight. I'm actually going to demonstrate right here. Okay. You're going to take this dropper and just part your hair. Go ahead and apply directly to the scalp. Easy. Super easy to do. You can do this every single day, wet hair, dry hair, and then go ahead and massage that into the scalp. Now, this is a really nice configuration. It actually comes with a little tool that's going to help you massage this into the scalp. You can drop that serum right in here, and then you can massage with this little tool right here.
So it's touchless.
That's right. Yeah.
It's going to stimulate the scalp.
Yes. Stimulate the scalp. That's right. And of course, fortifying that scalp, which is then, of course, helping your hair. Now, with this product, 90% of women actually saw visible signs of improvement after 8 weeks. So I'd love for you to take a look at these before and afters and see the difference.
Wow.
You're going to see difference after 1 week, after 4 weeks, and after 8 weeks.
These are, wow. Yeah. This is huge differences.
Absolutely incredible. Today, you're taking home this deal with a 62% discount.
Say that again.
62% off today.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, husbands, you need to get this for your wives. You're going to get a deal. Just you can tell them if you want to. You can get it off of course, Daily Flash Deals. Great stuff.
That's right. And actually, they have other products in the brand as well. They have a brow serum and a lash serum. I'm actually wearing the tinted brow serum right now.
It looks incredible.
Thank you so much. I'm fortifying as we're talking.
Multitasking. I love it.
Thank you so much.
And it works, too, because there's so many of those, and this one seems like it's extremely effective.
It's been amazing.
I love this. All right, you want to take advantage of this deal? No problem. Scan the QR code. It's on your screen, or head to our website, dailyflash.com. Feeling confident is more than just looking our best. It's also about feeling our best, both inside and out. Here's renovation expert Tyler Cameron with his approach on getting ready and starting his day. Hey there, Tyler.
Hi. Thank you for having me. Very busy lately. First things first, I got my show coming out, Going Home with Tyler Cameron, April 18th on Prime Video, guys. You can get all 8 episodes all at once. So binge it, watch it, get it all done this weekend. You have nothing else to do but just watch my show. But yeah, no, there's been so much going on. I'm trying to grow my business of renovating and building houses. I'm currently doing my house right now, which has been a lot of work, but a lot of exciting things in front of us. With all these exciting things in front of us, I think you got to be confident, you got to be strong, and know what you're doing. And I think every day, your confidence starts in the morning, and that for me starts with Arm & Hammer plus TheraBreath toothpaste, and that's the first one in the morning. I brush my teeth. It gives me that icy, minty feeling that I need, so I can go to these meetings. I can go talk to executives or whoever it is, and feel confident that 1, my breath smells good, and 2, I feel good. So that's definitely that. Been staying in shape with all that's in front of me. You got to make sure you're working out. You got to make sure you're staying on it, and also like with all this work, there comes a lot of stress, I've learned, and the best way to deal with that stress for me has been through fitness to help my mental health. But yeah, it's a lot going on, but very excited. And, we're going to celebrate the show premiere coming out April 18th on Amazon Prime. Like I said earlier, it's going to be a big night for everybody. But can't wait for you guys to watch it. So make sure you check it out. I'll see you on Prime Video, and you can get your Arm & Hammer at Target, Walmart, and Amazon. Don't forget it. It's the best way to start your day.
This is Tim. Tim is all about time, and if you've ever had a chance to look into Tim's cold, dead eyes, you'll see that it's time for you to follow us on social media. Sure, there's 10,000 social sites out there, and we don't have the time to name them all. Seriously, just ask Tim. So take the time to look for Daily Flash TV on your favorite social sites and start following us. That's all the time, Tim. Goodbye.
Okay, we're going to talk must-watch movies here. A wealthy man hires a down-on-his-luck grifter to travel to Italy to urge his son to return home. His acceptance of the job is the first step in a life of deceit, fraud, and murder. This is today's must-watch Netflix series, Ripley.
May I ask you to describe Thomas Ripley? What line of work are you in, Tom?
Accounting.
You're a very hard man to find.
He came to Italy, moved into Dickie's house. He just wouldn't go away.
You like art, Tom? You're in the right place.
You like art, Tom? Well, you're in the right place.
Tom is one of those people who takes advantage of people. He's taking advantage of Dickie.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
False IDs, bank letters. What's going on, Tom?
You crazy?
I don't trust him. He's a liar. It's his profession.
The corpse was found on the Via Piantica, struck on the head by some heavy instrument.
My God. This is what I do for a living. You're interfering. I'd like you to leave.
I bet you would.
Someone is dead in Rome, and Signor Ripley is missing. This is the situation.
Where's the believe it or not part? I don't see.
You saw Talented Mr. Ripley with Matt Damon. This is a
that
remake
Ripley.
of, that Ripley.
Gotcha, my
Not
bad.
the Ripley's Believe
So
It
glad
or
we're
Not.
out of time because that's pretty embarrassing. We want to thank you guys for joining us today.
Yeah, be good, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.